What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Define Success Podcast. Happy Monday. Happy Labor Day. Hope you guys all had a great weekend. And if you have a day off from work, hope you're enjoying yourself, enjoying some time off, relaxation, and ready to attack the rest of the week ahead of us. Today, we're going to be talking about failure. And failure is an interesting topic because a lot of people don't want to address failure in life. They think of it as taboo, it shouldn't be discussed. Failure should be avoided at all costs, anything like that. But the reality is, failure is a very common thing in day to day life. Failure happens almost every single day on a day to day basis. And it could be a small failure, it could be the biggest failure of your life, anything in between. Failure can be failing to wake up when you said you're supposed to. Failure can be lacking in your diet in the morning. You make a bowl of cereal instead of cooking a healthy breakfast. Failure can be missing out on a couple sets in the gym. It could be losing a client. It could be many, many different things. Failure is always around us, unfortunately. Could be big, could be small, but unfortunate reality is failure cannot be avoided. So, how can we deal with this? How can we take advantage of it and make sure that we're best suited to overcome our failure and prepare for the next one? That is what today's podcast is going to be all about because last week, to be honest with you guys, I had a day where we've all been there, where it seems like nothing goes your way. It seems like hour by hour, it's just falling on your face, falling on your face. And it's hard to get back up after that. It's hard to say, hey, I need to get past this. It's tough. It's tough to try to motivate yourself. It's hard to get the strength within yourself to keep pushing. And that's okay. Sometimes you have days like that, but you have to understand that it's common. It happens to all of us. We've all been there. Failure is a thing that happens every single day to every single person on the planet. So what can we do? Today's podcast, we're going to cover exactly how we can deal with failure. First things first, I want to say when you face failure, take a moment to yourself. I think people are way too eager to call someone, text someone, tell someone about a failure because they want validation from someone else. They want to be comforted by someone else. But honestly, your failure is not someone else's. It's okay to share stuff with someone if you want to have them, help you out, but they're not experiencing what you're experiencing. They don't know where you're coming from. You can share it with them, you can talk about it, to try to help you emotionally. But the first person that deals with failure should be you. It should be you and yourself. Because here's why. You need to ask yourself, why? Why am I feeling this way? Why did this go wrong? Why do I feel like I want to keep going? Or why do I feel like I want to quit right now? Ask yourself these questions. Why is this failure occurring in my life? And why is it inflicting these emotions on me right now? I'm not sure if anyone here has taken a psychology class, but the 5 basic stages of grief are denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and then acceptance. So, an example of, let's say, a breakup. You go through a breakup, the 5 stages of grief. The first one, denial, being, oh, that really didn't happen. It was just one little fight. We'll get back together. It's not even a big issue. Step 2, you realize that the denial didn't cut it. So you get into anger and you start rationalize it by bringing the other person down. Oh, she was a terrible person. I hate her. I hate her friends. That's the anger part. Third is bargaining. So you might be thinking to yourself, well, I'm in the right here because XYZ. This really isn't that bad of a situation because XYZ. This could be okay. You're bargaining with yourself to try to justify it to make it sound like it's an okay outcome. Number 4, you go through depression because you find out that your denial didn't work, your anger didn't work, your bargaining didn't work. You're still single. You're still outside of that relationship. So you're just alone with yourself. And then the 5th stage, this could happen in a couple of days. It could happen in a couple of months, maybe a couple of years, depends on the person, but you finally get to acceptance and you get that acceptance to move on from the situation. And this stage in the stage of grief depends on the person and the situation. But those are the 5 stages. And it's rare that people go through every single stage in a healthy way. It's rare that someone can, get away from that self-sabotage or a toxic conversation with someone else. Most of the time, we're very emotional with this failure. So it brings out the worst in us. Most people, they get frustrated. They get stuck in that anger stage and they forget about it. They get stuck. They get angry. They want to beat someone down. They want to put that emotion on someone else. And all of a sudden, they move on to the next thing. They never progressed healthily between every single stage. So now it's always in the back of their mind. They're always thinking, you never have that closure. People talk about having closure with different people or different situations. You never have that. And it's just eating away at you and you don't know why. But you need to move through this. Everyone gets emotional. You find failure in your life, you want to throw something at the wall, punch something, scream. We get it. Everybody's been there. But the most important thing is to just reflect. Ask yourself why, as many times as you need to. Why am I feeling this way? You're going to learn a lot about the situation. Take that time to yourself before you pick up the phone to call someone else, before you go tweet about it, complaining about how you didn't get the job because of this and it's not fair. And you're going to go report someone. You're going to email the company, blah, blah, blah. Take time to yourself. Look internally. Maybe you did something wrong. Maybe you can place that blame on you and not the other person. Maybe you can work harder. Try to take that time to yourself. That's my first thing on how to deal with failure. And the second thing is to never spend more than 24 hours. I talked about this in a previous podcast episode about staying neutral. And a win should not be celebrated for more than 24 hours, and a loss should not be dreaded for more than 24 hours. The 24-hour principle. You give yourself a day to have emotions, whether good or bad. This goes both ways. You close a deal with someone, you're feeling good, you got some money in your pocket. You want to go celebrate that night? Go ahead. Go do it. But as soon as you get past 24 hours, it's time to get back to work. Now you're just losing. You're losing time. You're losing energy. You're losing time in the workspace to get that next deal. Same thing with failure. Sometimes, depending on how emotional you are or lack thereof, if you face failure, sometimes you just want to lay in bed all day, watch TVs, and just be by yourself and sulk in this emotion. But what happens if you do that for a full week, a full month? Now your performance in school or work or your family is all lacking because you are not at your best. You are constantly thinking of this failure and it's affecting you in different ways. You face a failure in your life, you got 24 hours. If you need to break something, you got 24 hours on the clock starting now to do it. You need to scream, 24 hours. Start now. You need a journal, whatever. After that, it's over with. You can talk about it, but don't talk about it in a way that this is a failure and this beat me down. Try to talk about it in a positive way after that, or a way that inspires you to work harder. You need to realize that tomorrow is a new day. Never carry your emotions from the last day into today. We're coming out of a weekend right now. You might have spent the weekend with friends and family because it's a holiday weekend. You're celebrating, good food, good company, and you just feel like you're winning. You're relaxing. It's a good time. However, what happens when you have to go to work on Monday or Tuesday? You can't be thinking about hanging out with your uncle in the backyard barbecuing and how good of a time that was because you got to focus on working. Same goes for a failure. Let's say you got laid off this weekend, unfortunately. Well, take the time to reflect on it. Take the time to sulk. But what happens on Monday or Tuesday? Are you sleeping in? Or are you saying, I need to get up and I need to apply to new jobs? I need to make new connections. I need to make something happen because if you don't, now you are hurting yourself. You're hurting your income and the people that depend on you. You got 24 hours. Tomorrow is a new day, and every single minute is an opportunity. You need to look at life as more of an opportunity than time. See things as they come to you. See how you can react to it and make it a success and not a failure. Drop what just happened behind you, and you're going to flip the script. You're going to improve because of this. You know, there's a saying that the Navy SEALs coined. That you might have seen the flag before, but it says the only easy day was yesterday. You might have had a good day, a bad day, whatever it is. The only easy day is the day behind you because it already happened. Today is unpredictable. It could be good. It could be bad. We don't know. Seize the opportunity. Get up, get after it, and, have a short memory. I played baseball growing up, and that was the biggest lesson I learned from playing that sport. It could go for every single sport. You miss a ground ball in the infield. What happens if you're thinking about that ground ball every single inning for the rest of the game? You're going to strike out. You're going to miss another one. You're going to throw a temper tantrum in the dugout, and your teammates are going to hurt because of it. But what happens if you miss that ground ball in the first inning? You put your teammates together and you say, hey, that's my bad. Let's have a great inning. You're probably hitting a home run that next inning. You're probably having that short memory, and you're going out and you're playing because you're not thinking about what just happened. The next thing you want to do is understand that all things take time. If you won every single day, you would stop. If everyone got a six-pack in one day, nobody would value a fit body. If becoming a millionaire was easy, nobody would be working hard, grinding day in and day out. Sometimes you need to be humbled. Think about the greatest athletes of all time. They lose. They miss shots. Michael Jordan, he misses plenty of shots. He has a quote about it saying how many shots he missed when the game was on the line, how many shots he missed in his career, but he still shoots, and that's why he succeeds. The greatest baseball players of all time hit 3 out of 10 balls in fair play and reach first base, second base, whatever. 3 out of 10, 30%, and you're in the Hall of Fame. That is super impressive. And you are complaining because one little thing didn't go your way. Think about it differently. What if Michael Jordan went out on the court every single game for as many years as he played, 10 plus years, and he won every single game? Would he play his entire career? Not a chance. Not a chance. Think of Tom Brady. Tom Brady, the greatest football player that my generation has ever seen. Maybe your generation as well, if you're a little bit older, younger, whatever. Tom Brady is undeniable talent on the football field. Tom Brady never thinks about the ring that he just won. He says he always thinks about the next one because it's never given. It's never, I'm Tom Brady. I'm going to step on the field this season and I'm going to win a Super Bowl. No, we just saw last year the Rams smoked them in the playoffs. That's why you keep playing. That's why you keep going, because you value it. He wants to work harder, because if he won every single game, he'd be sitting on his couch right now. He wouldn't be playing anymore because it wouldn't be fun. It wouldn't be valuable. If you place value on something, it is difficult. It is hard to get there. You need to understand that and understand that good things take time. Whether you're starting a business, you're working at a job, a relationship that you need to work on, whatever it is, good things always take time. And also, you want to prepare for the next win. It's easy when you face failure to think about what just went wrong, why I went wrong. You're always just think about that last outcome. What about the next thing? If it's really important to you, if this task, this goal, whatever that you failed with is really important to you, that you want to keep going, you're going to face the situation again. Do you want to face it getting news that you failed or that you succeeded? I would hope that everybody right now is thinking, I want to get the news that I succeeded. I put in the work and I did a good job and I am a success now with this goal. That's how all of us should be thinking. You'd be crazy if you think otherwise. So you got to plan for that. You got to envision that next win. Let's say you bomb a test. All right, what's going to happen the next test? Envision yourself getting that paper from the teacher with an A+ on it. Let's say you just lost your job. Envision yourself sitting in the office of your next job saying you're hired. You got a brand new salary, you got a bonus, you got vacation time off, you got everything that you need. Think about that. Because soon enough, whether it's next day or next month or next year, you are going to be in the situation again. And you want to be on the winning end. You have to be on the winning end. You can't keep failing like this. You got to step up to the plate and envision how it's going to feel. Because what happens when you start to visualize things? Visualize the life that you want. You know, a lot of people out there, they don't visualize. I don't do it too often. I have a vision board in my room. You look at it and you think about what you want in life: financial freedom, travel, influence, money, cars, whatever speaks to you. Envision it right now. Close your eyes if you can and think about what you want your life to look like in 10 years, maybe 20 years. What does your house look like? What does your family look like? What do your cars look like? What does your bank account look like? What job are you doing? How are you impacting people around you? Think about all of that right now. And if you want to, if you're enjoying this, pause this podcast right now. Go even deeper. Go 5 minutes into this. Go into every single detail. Where are you getting your groceries from? What food are you cooking? What are you driving to work every day? What exact geographic location are you in the world? Think about all of it if you want to. Visualize. Now, once you come out of this, how do you feel? Probably pretty good, huh? You're probably thinking to yourself, I need to get to work. If I want this success in my life, if I want this outcome, I need to work harder. It's true. So you're going to be inspired to get up and get after it. And that is what we need after a failure. We need to stand back up. Rocky 1, the movie. You know, I never really watched too many of the Rocky movies, but when I was started reading about David Goggins a year or two ago, he said what inspired him to become the man that he is today is watching Rocky 1. He's fighting Apollo Creed. Apollo Creed, definitely the better fighter, more skilled, stronger, whatever. He ticks all the boxes. And he's beating up on Rocky. And it was like round 14. Rocky had nothing left in him. And Rocky's down on the ground. And Apollo's looking there like, I got him. He's not coming up from this. He's been knocked down 10 times already. He is not coming up. This is a knockout. And I'm going to win the fight. Rocky, with even 1% of strength left in him, whatever he had what it takes to stand up. And the look on Apollo Creed's face says it all. He was like, what did I just face? What just happened? That needs to be you. You need to be Rocky. You need to stand up no matter what you have, no matter how hard failure beats you down. Stand up and get ready for that next round. Envision yourself with the ref holding your hand up in victory, giving you the championship belt. Whatever that success looks like in your life, envision it. What does it take to get there? Feel how much you're going to appreciate the next win. Like I said, we all need humbled sometimes. Life is not always going to be easy. No graph ever goes straight up. It needs to have little dips in it. Obviously, we want as little dips as possible, but if you just keep going up, you're going to give up. You're not going to place any value on it. Be humbled, and you're going to appreciate the next success so much more. My final message for you guys is failure is going to show you guys what you are made of. You can either fold and find a new opportunity. You can find a new job, a new major in school. You can change sports, change locations. You can give up, try something brand new. Or you can persevere and stay relentless. Stay in that same profession. Stay at that same school. Try out for the team the next year and see what you are made of. Come back stronger, come back harder, regardless of how long it takes. You know, fear is the most powerful emotion in all humans. Most people are going to give up in the face of failure because they're going to fear failing again. Will you?